Hi, I'm Ali and welcome to my channel. Today's video will be a fairly small Ross haul video. I've been going to Ross maybe about every 2 weeks or so. I feel like 2 weeks is a perfect amount of time in between visits to Ross. 1 week might not have enough time for those stores to restock for new products, but I think 2 weeks is the sweet spot, at least in my experience. So remember, it's quality, not quantity, so let's get into the video. First, I have this e.l.f. Opposites Attract eyeshadow palette. This is an 18 pan eyeshadow palette that I found for only $5.99. So here is a closer look at the palette. I like that there's kind of a mix of warm shades on this half of the palette and cool tone shades on this half of the palette. So I expect to be able to get a lot of different looks out of this one eyeshadow palette. So very happy to add this to my collection. I was also pleasantly surprised to find some magnetic palettes from theBalm recently at Ross. First, I found this Opposites Attract magnetic palette, and this was priced at $9.99. This contains 12 different single eyeshadow pans. There's a closer look at the shades. The individual pans are not labeled, but the eyeshadows do come from the Meet Matrimony palette, the Meet Matador palette, and the Meet Mad Nude eyeshadow palette. So I think I'll try to do some research, figure out exactly which shades came from which palette, and maybe write it on the back of the pans. A few weeks after finding that palette, I also found this Magnetic Personality magnetic palette from theBalm, and this was also priced at $9.99. This one is completely sealed, and unfortunately I don't have a scissors or X-Acto knife around me, but this has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 different shadows in here, and this has a nice mix of matte and shimmer shades, whereas the Opposites Attract palette had only matte shades. So I'm very excited to add these to my collection as well. I can't wait to play around with them and add some of my single shadows to these magnetic palettes as well. Now, while everyone was finding all those Bite Beauty deals at TJ Maxx, I think I only found maybe 2 or 3 things that really appealed to me, but I'm telling you, Ross is the Bite Beauty jackpot, and I think the prices are actually a little better too. First, I found this Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Atlanta. This is part of the limited edition road trip collection. This was $4.99. So here's a look at the product, standard Bite Beauty packaging. And this was a peachy shade lipstick. I was excited and thrilled to find some of the more popular Bite Beauty shades at Ross as well. Here is the shade Pepper. This was also $4.99. Pepper's kind of a rosy mauve shade, my favorite kind of lipstick shade. I also found Toasted Cardamom. Again, this was $4.99. And it's more of a nude lipstick color. I'm hoping it's not too light for me. I also found this Sweet and Savory Blushing Pinks Mini Amuse Bouche Lipstick Duo. This contains the shades Fig and Pepper, and this was $3.99. Now here is the mini in comparison to the regular full-size lipstick. Here is the shade Fig, and even though it's a mini, I feel like that's still quite a bit of product in here. And here is the Pepper, which I already have the full size of, but it looks like such a me shade that can't hurt to have a backup. I also thought I might try one of the Amuse Bouche liquefied lips. This is in the shade Chicory, and it was also $4.99. It's kind of hard to see the shade, but there it is. Again, it looks like a nude lipstick shade. I also recently found this Clinique Uplighting Illuminating Powder. This is in the shade 01 Nude Glow. I believe there are 3 shades of this product, and this was $9.99. Now I have read some reviews on this product, and some people were comparing it to the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, so I'm curious to see how this stacks up to those. Here's a look at the product. There's a push button opening, and that's what the shade looks like. Now the first time I found this powder, I actually purchased it in Golden Glow, but a few weeks later I found the Nude Glow, and I just thought that this one suited my skin type a lot better, so I returned the Golden Glow and just held on to this one. I also found 2 products in the clearance section. First is this Clinique Cheek Pop. This is in the shade Black Honey, and this was on clearance for $6.49. I purchased the Pink Honey shade a few weeks ago. Now here's a closer look at the product. I love the little daisy imprint. The blush shade does look a lot darker than the blush shades that I normally gravitate towards, but I'm hoping that if I use a light hand with this blush, that it'll give me a nice flush of color. And one final clearance item. In my last Ross Come Shop With Me video, I mentioned these Lancome macaron blush and blenders, and at that time it was $29.99. I said I was going to wait for it to go on clearance, and it did. 50% off. I got it for $14.99. The blush is in the pink container, and it's in the shade Rose Whipped Cream, and the pistachio macaron is the blender. I'm not sure how ineffective of a blender it will be, but it's definitely cute. I'm sure it'll look nice sitting on my vanity or among my other makeup products. And that'll complete today's small Ross haul video. I can't wait to put all of these products away into my new makeup jars and have it all set for my next round of shopping my stash. Thanks so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again in one of my future videos. Bye!